What's good? What's good? It's the one, the only. But what do I know? First of all, I know I took a few days off, man. I had to go back in town, see my babies and stuff, man. So I just wanted to devote my time to them. Um, don't get used to that. Just letting you know. But I wanted to talk on Danny Jacobs. What's next for Danny Jacobs? Now I'd be sitting here lying if I told you that I watched the fight because, like I said, this past weekend I went back home to see my daughters and I didn't watch the fight. However, I got the news that Danny Jacobs lost. Okay, um, I heard different things about it. I heard that Danny Jacobs he started off doing very well, but then like he like switched to southpaw and like didn't do much. Or I heard that Danny Jacobs. I heard that Danny Jacobs should have won the fight though. I mean, everybody's basically saying the same thing that Danny Jacobs should have won, but it's like he didn't step on the gas, and that seems to be the big problem with Danny Jacobs. Danny Jacobs. Um, as we all know, or if you don't know the story behind Danny Jacobs, of course, was a rising prospect, but then lost to what was his name, Dimitri. Man, I can't think of his name. I'm sorry about that, but anyways, um, he did took a loss, and it later came out that he had cancer in his back, right? His he then he took some time off or whatnot. He had to get his life back in order or whatnot. Then he came back. That's why his name is the Miracle Man, because he beat cancer. He fought and beat cancer. Um, he came back, fought limited competition. Sergio Mora, who I've never really been a fan of. He beat Peter Quillen when Peter Quillen was undefeated. I never thought Peter Quillen was like that great of a fighter, but he beat him, stopped him 1 round. I definitely thought it was a premature stoppage, but that's not me like degrading taking anything away from Danny Jacobs. Like, I just felt like in a championship fight, I just felt like that fight was stopped way too soon. And people, if you watch that fight, you'll see. It's funny. I remember playing that fight, and I have a close friend. And I was watching the fight, and the fight was it lasted one, like, not even a full round. And my and Danny Jacobs was just going in, just throwing punch after punch, just, and like I remember my homeboy was like, "Damn, he getting his ass whooped." Like, he was talking about Peter Quill. He was like, "Damn, he getting his ass whooped." So that was funny, bro. That was really funny. And so Danny, and then Danny Jacobs, then a couple fights go by, but he did fight Triple G, which actually ends up being his best performance, even though it was a loss. So I like he looked very good against Triple G, and then lost, and then he came back and fought Luis Cuba Aris, and didn't. It's like, the thing I'm trying to say with this is Danny Jacobs fights to the level of his competition, and I've noticed that he fights to the level of his competition, but it's almost like he cannot take his skills. He can't take his performance to that next gear that's gonna get him like that, the oohs and the ahs and shit. Um, he's a good guy. I like him. I do. I do like him, but he just, it seems like I said, he just fights to the level of his competition. So I don't, it doesn't really surprise me that he's lost. His last performance with Gabe Rosado was a very, very piss poor performance. They even rose Gabe when they announced the fight, because Danny Jacobs is from Brownsville, Brooklyn. Gabe Rosado's from Philly. When they announced the fight, they said winner from Philadelphia, and they made a mistake thinking that, I guess, Gabe Rosado should have won that fight. But he just, Danny Jacobs just has not. He's just not looked amazing. He's just not looked spectacular. He's not looked that great since the Triple G fight. Even with the Canelo fight, he just does not know how to take his skill set to another level. So what would I like to see out of Danny Jacobs? Well, I mean, maybe he moved up to 168. Maybe a rematch with John Ryder. I doubt that the fight was in the UK, so that definitely could play a part in it. And you know what they say, like if you get a split decision in your hometown, you probably shouldn't have got that decision. But regardless, like maybe a rematch with John Ryder, maybe I don't know. I really don't know from here, man. And I remember at one point he was saying that Caleb Plant was the weakest link in the division, but I really do feel like as of right now, Caleb Plant will beat Danny Jacobs, bro. I don't see Danny Jacobs beating Charlo. At one point, I thought that was a great fight. I don't see him beating Charlo. I don't see him beating David Benavidez. I don't see him beating Caleb Plant. Maybe David Lemieux, but I heard David Lemieux is supposed to be fighting David Benavidez. So I don't a rematch would be cool. Um, but I don't really know, man. I don't really see much that Danny Jacobs can do at this point in his career. Danny Jacobs has the record of 37-4 with 30 knockouts. He has a good record, tough guy, hard hitter, but we haven't really seen a knockout from Danny Jacobs. What? Probably shoot. Well, I guess what, since Sergio Moore rematch, or was that no, or was it Peter Quillen? I don't even know, man. At this point, bro, I just know Danny Jacobs. He's just. I don't really. I don't think that he should retire. I'm not one to ever tell a fighter when they should or should not retire. Because who are we to tell a fighter when they should retire, right? But um, I do think he needs to change some stuff up. He did go back to Andre Rozier, which was his initial trainer who he had left. But like I said, I have to go back and watch the fight myself. I just wanted to speak on what Danny Jacobs should do, moving forward. What should his next move be? So that's my thoughts on it, man. Let me know what you think, bro. But then again, hey, what do I know?